so much. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I can't believe liberals got to the sound system already. I haven't said the first word. Are you kidding? I am so honored and so delighted that you could join me tonight as I introduce my new book, 50 Things Liberals Love to Hate. Now, this book is about liberals, not Democrats, who are often not that much different from Republicans in many respects. No, this book is dedicated to that peculiar brand of American who self-identifies as a liberal, lives life as a liberal, and wishes more of us in America were liberal. Think Michael Moore. Think Nancy Pelosi. Think your local college professor. Think the driver of that crazy car with all of the Bush is Hitler bumper stickers on the back of the car. Think the checkout help with the master's degree in gender studies wearing the Che Guevara headband at your local Whole Foods store. You get the picture, right? And they dominate professions that leave a very large cultural imprint in this great country of ours. Professions like journalism, the arts, academia, the music industry, and of course, America's fastest growing band of entertainers, Cirque du Soleil acrobats. Who are these people who call themselves liberals? And how does such a small, tiny group leave such a big impact on our culture and our lives? What motivates them? Well, I am in an excellent position to answer these deep questions because I've been watching liberals closely for over 30 years. I've studied liberals like Jane Goodall studies her chimps in their natural habitats and without judgment, in silence mostly, because we barely speak the same language. Now, I've been tireless in my research. I lived with liberals, I broke bread with them, I've humored them, I've teased them, I've prodded them, I've imitated them, and yes, even loved some of them, because some of my best friends are liberals, some are even members of my own family. Now, my commitment to understanding liberals sometimes worried my good, dear conservative friends. Some even questioned my mental health. But I read the New Yorker magazine. I went to see the vagina monologues. I listened to NPR whenever I got the chance. I learned everything about the tsetse fly one could just by tuning into All Things Considered. And I even watched my carbon footprint, as much as a guy who loves big SUVs and has owned a well-cooled home in Dallas can watch my carbon footprint. What did I learn from my 3 decades of tireless research? I learned that liberals simply don't love many things about this world. They're endlessly trying to correct, fix, mend, and adjust every aspect of other people's daily lives. I learned that they spend a whole lot of time thinking about America's faults and how to correct them, about America's ills and how to cure them. Liberals love to hate things that most Americans love, and they spend the rest of their lives endlessly trying to take those things away from us, and they're convinced they do it all because they love us. Thus was born this book, 50 Things Liberals Love to Hate. I hope you'll enjoy it. McDonald's, or Who Stole My Happy Meal? The liberals are at it again, right off the bat. If you could build a time machine, and if you could go back in time far, not far, say 50 years or so, and you told the first American you saw that in the future, man would walk on the moon, we'd all carry video phones the size of a deck of playing cards, and that poor Americans would be fat, I guarantee you the response would be, wow, really? Poor people are fat? Because, of course, poor people are supposed to be skinny. They're poor. Rich people in America today look like old photographs of poor people during the Great Depression. The poor people look like the corpulent, trouser-bursting cartoon sketches of the robber barons of the 1890s. Now, conservatives see a chubby person like me, and they think, lay off the bread, Gallagher, take the stairs. Would it kill you to have a salad once in a while? Liberals see a fat person and think, we should immediately pass laws forbidding this kind of obesity, establish new federal programs and guidelines to correct this bad behavior, and create ways to federally subsidize weight loss programs. And who do they blame? McDonald's. Why? Because they sell delicious and fattening cheeseburgers and fries along with salads and McNuggets and a whole lot of other things. Even the beloved Happy Meal is under assault by politicians all around the country and by some who even call themselves scientists. One group with a very officious sounding name, the Center for Science and the Public Interest, threatened to sue McDonald's if the burger giant didn't stop selling Happy Meals. In typical nanny statist hyperbole, they equated what the burger giant did to kids with child abuse, and worse, child molestation. McDonald's is the stranger in the playground handing out candy to children, CSPI's litigation director, Stephen Gardner, said in a prepared statement. He said, it's a creepy and predatory practice that warrants an injunction. Let's face it, it was Gardner's statement that sounded creepy. The fact is, liberals hate McDonald's and its competitors because they symbolize everything about America they loathe: our entrepreneurial zeal, our ability to deliver high quality in a uniform way, our love of convenience and speed, and especially our ability to inspire and support businesses that can be franchised across the globe and provide millions of jobs. Now, they really hate that last part, don't they? McJobs. That's what they call them, McJobs. You know, to a liberal, a job isn't something that's intrinsically useful. To a liberal, the fact that fully 25% of all working Americans, and that percentage is much larger for Americans under 30, have worked at a McDonald's or one of its competitors, that's something that truly alarms liberals. It's not clear why exactly. Working for a large company is a terrific way to learn useful job skills like time management and customer service. For liberals, that is a big red flag. The hatred of McDonald's knows no limits. In his really gross 2004 documentary, Super Size Me, writer, actor, activist Morgan Spurlock, yes, that's his real name, hated McDonald's so much that he decided to eat McDonald's food and only McDonald's food for 30 straight days, 3 times a day, and film what happened. Well, surprise of surprises, he gained 24 pounds. Now, I suspect that would have happened if Spurlock had decided to eat at IHOP 3 times a day for a full month. The fact is, Morgan Spurlock wasn't interested in anything but vilifying McDonald's. Why didn't Morgan Spurlock, I wonder, choose to eat ice cream sundaes instead all day, every day, and do a documentary about that, or cheese, or canned ham? But that would not have made Morgan Spurlock famous. That would not have made Michael Spurlock the Michael Moore of his generation. Come to think of it, Spurlock should have followed Michael Moore around all day. Now that would have been fun to watch, huh? The truth is, Super Size Me wasn't as much a documentary as it was a filmed stunt. And what it really did was supersize Morgan Spurlock's bank account. And as a capitalist, I'm all for that, even if he is not. The food fascists love to hate on McDonald's, but many other potential targets are somehow spared. Starbucks, which sells sugared carbohydrates by the crate, and high-calorie coffee drinks, which are essentially fancy milkshakes, somehow are curiously exempt from the fast food hatred you hear from liberals. In other words, if you get fat on a double quarter pounder with cheese, liberals want to start passing laws and banning things. If you get fat on venti mocha lattes with a caramel shot and a currant scone, liberals are perfectly delighted to look the other way. But what they both represent is American ingenuity and entrepreneurial risk. What both Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, and Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, have in common is that both of them took something that all Americans loved and figured out a way to serve it faster and better than anyone else. Faster and better? Liberals dislike that. Job skills training on an actual job? Liberals hate that. Serving up food that's delicious and fattening, which requires individuals to exercise a little self-control, personal responsibility. Liberals hate that with a passion. Listen, all that hate wrapped up in a cardboard box, tucked into a sesame seed bun, with melted cheese, a little ketchup, special sauce, a pickle, maybe some fries on the side. Listen, if you're a liberal and you're feeling a little bit hungry right now, I've got some bad news for you. You just might be a conservative. Flag pins. Now, let me make a confession. Sometimes, when I find myself in a really liberal part of town, you know the part of town I'm talking about, right? Yoga studios, lots of electric cars with vegan on board bumper stickers, that kind of thing. I always make sure that I'm wearing my American flag lapel pin somewhere really conspicuous. It's kind of a silly little game I play with myself and with them, I know. I'm baiting them, I realize that, but for some reason I just can't help myself. Liberals really hate these little American flag lapel pins. I'm not sure why liberals hate the American flag lapel pin. They hate it more than the actual American flag, it seems to me. In those same neighborhoods, you see